Some vehicles are designed simply to get you from one place to another, while others completely challenge our idea of what transportation can be. From extreme off-road machines built to conquer the toughest environments to futuristic vehicles that can fly, float, transform, or combine multiple forms of mobility, these incredible creations take engineering to an entirely new level. In this video, we're counting down 20 of the craziest vehicles ever developed, each one offering a unique design, groundbreaking technology, or extraordinary capability that sets it apart from anything you normally see on the road. These machines demonstrate just how creative and ambitious modern engineering can become, while giving us a glimpse of what the future of transportation might look like. So, get ready to discover some truly extraordinary vehicles and see what makes each of them so remarkable. Number 20. The 2026 ARGO Frontier 658x8 is the ultimate expression of extreme all-terrain mobility, combining 8-wheel drive with a lightweight amphibious platform designed to travel across terrain that would stop conventional vehicles almost immediately. ARGO has spent decades developing specialized amphibious utility vehicles for environments involving mud, snow, wetlands, rocky ground, forests, and water, and the Frontier 658x8 carries that philosophy into a modern platform. Its 8-wheel configuration is one of its defining characteristics. Instead of concentrating the vehicle's weight on 4 wheels, the 8x8 layout distributes it across a much larger contact area, helping the machine maintain traction on soft ground. This is particularly useful in mud, marshes, deep snow, and other environments where conventional tires can quickly lose grip. The vehicle's amphibious capability adds another dimension. Rather than stopping when a trail reaches a river or flooded section, an amphibious ARGO can transition from land travel to water travel, allowing it to continue moving through environments that would require a separate boat for conventional vehicles. The Frontier 650 platform is designed around utility as well as recreation, making it suitable for outdoor exploration, hunting, forestry, property management, rescue operations, remote access, and industrial work. Number 19. The Beccarii All-Terrain VTOL Flying Car represents an ambitious attempt to combine ground transportation, off-road capability, and vertical flight into a single vehicle platform. The concept belongs to a rapidly developing category of mobility systems that attempt to eliminate the traditional separation between cars and aircraft. Instead of being limited to roads, an all-terrain VTOL vehicle could theoretically travel across difficult ground surfaces and then transition into the air when roads become unavailable or inefficient. VTOL, or vertical takeoff and landing, is particularly important because it eliminates the need for a conventional runway. A vehicle designed around vertical flight can potentially operate from compact areas, although real-world operation would still require carefully controlled infrastructure and airspace. Number 18. The Genesis GV90 represents the next step in the evolution of premium electric SUVs, combining a large luxury vehicle format with advanced electrification, sophisticated design, and technology-focused interior engineering. As a flagship-level SUV, the GV90 is positioned around the idea that an electric vehicle does not need to sacrifice luxury, comfort, or road presence. Instead, the electric platform provides an opportunity to rethink how space is used inside the vehicle. Without a traditional internal combustion engine occupying the front of the vehicle, designers can create more flexible cabin layouts and provide passengers with additional space. The GV90's design follows Genesis's distinctive luxury philosophy, combining a large body with a clean exterior, sophisticated lighting elements, and a strong visual identity. Inside, the focus is expected to be heavily centered around premium materials, advanced digital interfaces, passenger comfort, and technology. Large electric SUVs are particularly well suited to luxury applications because their substantial battery platforms can support high levels of electrical power for climate control, entertainment, connectivity, and other systems. Electric motors also provide smooth and quiet acceleration, which can contribute significantly to the premium driving experience. Another important advantage is the instant torque produced by electric propulsion. A large luxury SUV can therefore deliver strong acceleration without the vibration and shifting associated with a conventional combustion engine. However, building an electric vehicle of this size presents challenges. Number 17. The Hyundai Crater concept is an aggressive vision of what a next-generation adventure vehicle could become, combining rugged off-road proportions with futuristic technology and a strong focus on exploration. Hyundai designed the Crater around the idea of going beyond conventional roads, giving the concept a muscular stance, large wheels, high ground clearance, protective bodywork, and a distinctive exterior that immediately communicates its off-road intentions. The vehicle is particularly interesting because it demonstrates how future SUVs could combine traditional mechanical capability with advanced digital technology. Number 16. The Steer AI X-Rift represents a new generation of intelligent mobility technology focused on combining advanced artificial intelligence with autonomous vehicle control. Unlike conventional vehicles that depend almost entirely on a human driver to interpret the road and make continuous decisions, autonomous platforms use cameras, sensors, computing hardware, and software to understand their surroundings and determine how the vehicle should respond. Steer AI's technology is particularly interesting because it explores how AI can be integrated into vehicles that may operate in environments where traditional driving becomes difficult or inefficient. An autonomous system needs to identify objects, understand road or terrain conditions, estimate distances, predict movement, and continuously adjust steering, acceleration, and braking. This requires significant computing power and highly sophisticated software. Modern AI systems can process enormous amounts of visual and sensor information in real time, allowing a vehicle to build an understanding of its environment while moving. The X-Rift concept highlights how this technology can potentially change transportation beyond simply making cars drive themselves. AI-controlled mobility could eventually be useful in logistics, industrial operations, agriculture, mining, security, and environments where sending human drivers may be inefficient or dangerous. One of the biggest challenges is reliability. A human driver can use judgment when encountering unusual circumstances, while an autonomous system must be trained and designed to respond safely to situations it may not have previously encountered. This is why sensor redundancy, high-performance computing, precise mapping, and extensive testing are so important. Another major advantage of AI-powered vehicles is the potential for continuous operation. An autonomous machine does not need to stop because a human operator becomes tired, making the technology particularly interesting for commercial and industrial applications. The X-Rift concept therefore represents a broader movement towards software-defined vehicles where the intelligence of the machine becomes just as important as the mechanical components. Electric motors, advanced sensors, AI processors, and intelligent control systems can work together to create vehicles capable of making increasingly sophisticated decisions. Steer AI's approach demonstrates how transportation is evolving from machines controlled primarily by humans into systems that can perceive and respond to their surroundings using artificial intelligence. The technology is still developing, and widespread autonomous operation requires significant advances in safety, regulation, reliability, and public acceptance. Nevertheless, Number 15. The BYD Yangwang U8 is one of the most technologically ambitious luxury off-road SUVs, combining extreme performance with advanced electric propulsion and sophisticated vehicle control systems. Instead of using a conventional mechanical drivetrain, the U8 is built around BYD's advanced electrified architecture, allowing independent control of the wheels and providing a level of maneuverability that is difficult to achieve with a traditional vehicle. One of its most famous capabilities is its ability to perform an extremely tight turning maneuver by controlling individual wheel speeds, creating a dramatic demonstration of how software and electric motors can transform vehicle dynamics. The U8 also uses a range extender architecture, combining electric drive with an onboard gasoline engine and generator that can provide additional energy when required. This approach addresses one of the major challenges of large electric SUVs, providing substantial power and range without relying exclusively on an enormous battery. The vehicle's off-road focus is equally important. Adjustable suspension, advanced traction management, high ground clearance, and powerful electric motors give it the ability to tackle terrain that would challenge many conventional luxury SUVs. The independent electric drive architecture allows precise torque control, which can be particularly useful on loose surfaces where maintaining traction requires constant adjustment. Number 14. The one-wheel fastest e-chair represents an unconventional approach to electric personal mobility, focusing on compact design, electric propulsion, and an unusual wheel-based configuration. Electric mobility devices are rapidly expanding beyond conventional bicycles and scooters, with manufacturers experimenting with new ways to provide personal transportation that is portable, efficient, and enjoyable to operate. A wheel-based electric platform can provide a very different experience from traditional four-wheel mobility devices because the rider interacts directly with the balance and movement of the machine. One of the most interesting aspects of this type of technology is the combination of a compact physical structure with electronic control. Instead of relying entirely on mechanical steering systems, modern self-balancing electric devices can use sensors, gyroscopes, accelerometers, and computer-controlled motors to maintain stability and respond to rider movements. This allows the machine to remain relatively compact while still providing controlled movement. Performance-oriented versions can also emphasize acceleration and speed, giving riders a more dynamic experience than conventional mobility equipment. However, increased speed also makes electronic control, braking, tire grip, and rider protection increasingly important. Battery technology plays another major role. Lithium-ion batteries allow compact electric devices to store enough energy for useful travel while keeping overall weight manageable. The efficiency of electric motors also makes them well suited to lightweight personal transportation because they can deliver immediate torque without the complexity of an internal combustion engine. A device like the one-wheel fastest e-chair can appeal to users who want something between a conventional bicycle, scooter, and personal electric vehicle. Its unusual configuration makes it highly portable and visually distinctive while offering a different riding experience from traditional transportation. At the same time, riders need to understand that compact electric devices can be more sensitive to road conditions, obstacles, wet surfaces, and sudden changes in terrain than larger vehicles. Proper riding technique and appropriate protective equipment are therefore important. The one-wheel concept demonstrates how personal transportation is becoming increasingly diverse. Instead of simply shrinking traditional cars or motorcycles, engineers are creating entirely new categories of electric mobility based on balance, sensors, compact motors, and intelligent control systems. The fastest e-chair represents this experimental side of electric transportation, where performance and portability are combined into an unconventional platform. Whether used for short trips, recreation, or simply experiencing a different form of electric mobility, it demonstrates how quickly the definition of a personal vehicle is changing. Number 13. The Lunar Outpost Eagle represents the next generation of lunar transportation systems being developed for future human and robotic exploration of the Moon. Unlike ordinary vehicles, a lunar rover must function in an environment with almost no atmosphere, extreme temperature changes, abrasive dust, reduced gravity, and terrain that can be extremely uneven. Every component must therefore be designed with reliability and efficiency in mind because repair opportunities on the lunar surface are extremely limited. The Eagle concept fits into the broader effort to create commercial lunar mobility systems that can transport astronauts, equipment, scientific instruments, and other payloads across the Moon. Mobility is expected to become increasingly important as lunar exploration moves beyond individual landing locations. A capable rover can allow astronauts to travel farther, explore a larger area, collect geological samples, deploy scientific equipment, and transport supplies between different locations. The Eagle's significance, therefore, extends beyond simply being another space vehicle. It represents a transportation platform for a future lunar economy and exploration infrastructure. Electric propulsion is particularly suitable for lunar vehicles because it provides efficient and precise control while avoiding the need for conventional liquid fuels. However, generating and storing electrical energy on the Moon presents its own challenges. Solar power can be valuable, but lunar missions must deal with long periods of darkness in many locations, making energy storage and power management critical. Lunar dust is another major concern because regolith can be abrasive and can interfere with mechanical systems, seals, thermal surfaces, and other equipment. Engineers therefore have to design wheels, motors, suspension components, and electronics to survive the harsh environment. Autonomous and remotely operated capabilities can also be important because a rover may need to perform tasks when astronauts are not physically present. Number 12. The Can-Am Outlander Max 6x6 is a serious all-terrain utility vehicle designed for riders who need additional traction, carrying capability, and stability in demanding environments. Its six-wheel configuration immediately separates it from conventional four-wheel ATVs, providing an additional pair of driven wheels that can help distribute power and weight across difficult surfaces. This makes the 6x6 particularly useful for mud, snow, rocky trails, steep terrain, forestry work, hunting, farming, and other situations where traction is more important than outright speed. The vehicle's design is focused heavily on practical utility. A six-wheel drivetrain can provide improved grip when individual wheels encounter loose or slippery surfaces, while the additional rear section can increase cargo carrying potential. The Outlander Max configuration also provides space for a passenger, making it more versatile than a single-rider recreational ATV. Can-Am's approach combines the physical advantages of six-wheel mobility with modern suspension and drivetrain technology. When riding over uneven terrain, suspension travel becomes extremely important because the wheels need to remain in contact with the ground as the vehicle moves across bumps, holes, rocks, and other obstacles. A capable traction system can then distribute available engine power where it is most useful. Another important feature of a vehicle like the Outlander Max 6x6 is its ability to function as both a recreational machine and a working tool. Number 11. The Watercar Panther is one of the most unusual amphibious vehicles ever developed, combining the basic functions of an off-road vehicle with the ability to travel across water. Instead of forcing owners to choose between a capable land vehicle and a separate boat, the Panther is designed to operate in both environments. On land, its lightweight construction and off-road-oriented design allow it to travel across trails, beaches, dirt roads, and other uneven surfaces. When it reaches the water, the vehicle can transition into a boat-like configuration and continue moving across the surface. This dual-purpose capability is what makes the Panther so fascinating. Engineering a vehicle that performs well on both land and water requires designers to solve several competing problems. A land vehicle needs traction, suspension, steering, ground clearance, and durable tires, while a watercraft needs buoyancy, propulsion, stability, and an efficient hull design. Combining these requirements into one machine creates significant compromises, but the Panther attempts to balance them through a lightweight amphibious platform. Its water propulsion system allows it to move across lakes, rivers, and coastal areas, while the road-going drivetrain provides conventional land mobility. One of the biggest attractions is the freedom this creates for recreational users. Instead of stopping at the shoreline, an owner can potentially drive directly into the water and continue exploring. This makes the Panther particularly appealing for people interested in boating, fishing, camping, hunting, beach exploration, and outdoor adventure. Its unusual appearance also guarantees attention wherever it goes. Number 10. The Fiat Tris is a compact electric three-wheeled vehicle designed to provide practical and affordable mobility, particularly for urban transportation and commercial applications. Its three-wheel configuration gives it a very different character from a conventional car, while allowing designers to create a narrow footprint that can be useful in crowded city environments. Urban transportation presents several challenges, including traffic congestion, limited parking, narrow streets, and the cost of operating larger vehicles. A compact electric platform can potentially address some of these issues by requiring less road space and energy. The Tris is particularly interesting because it is not designed purely as a recreational vehicle. Its concept is strongly connected to practical transportation and last-mile delivery, where businesses and individuals need a small vehicle capable of moving goods efficiently through urban areas. Electric propulsion makes sense for this type of application because city vehicles often travel relatively short distances with frequent stops and starts. Electric motors can provide smooth acceleration and efficient operation under those conditions while producing no tailpipe emissions during use. The three-wheel architecture also allows the vehicle to maintain a compact overall width while providing a dedicated cargo area or useful carrying capacity. For small businesses, delivery operators, and urban workers, this type of vehicle could potentially provide a lower-cost alternative to a conventional van or pickup. Another advantage is maneuverability. A narrow vehicle can potentially move through congested streets more easily and require less space when parking. This could become increasingly important as cities attempt to reduce congestion and make more efficient use of limited urban space. At the same time, three-wheeled vehicles require careful attention to stability, braking, suspension, and weight distribution. The vehicle must remain predictable when cornering, particularly when carrying cargo. Weather protection, range, charging infrastructure, and payload capacity are also important factors in determining whether such a vehicle can succeed commercially. The Fiat Tris represents an interesting direction because it does not attempt to replace a traditional family car. Instead, it addresses a specific transportation problem with a smaller and more specialized solution. Its compact electric design, cargo-oriented configuration, and urban-friendly proportions demonstrate how future mobility may involve a wider variety of vehicle types rather than relying almost entirely on conventional four-wheel cars. For cities and businesses looking for efficient ways to move people and goods over relatively short distances, concepts like the Fiat Tris could become an increasingly important part of the transportation landscape. Number 9. The Hyundai Creta concept is an extreme off-road vehicle vision that explores what a future adventure-focused SUV could look like when designers prioritize rugged capability, advanced technology, and a strong connection to outdoor exploration. The concept takes inspiration from demanding environments and combines aggressive proportions with equipment designed to suggest serious off-road use. Unlike conventional SUVs that are increasingly optimized for comfortable road driving, the Creta is imagined around the idea of taking passengers far beyond ordinary paved routes. Its design features large wheels, substantial ground clearance, protective body elements, and a muscular stance that communicates its intended purpose immediately. Modern off-road concepts such as this can incorporate advanced electronic systems alongside traditional mechanical hardware. Cameras, sensors, terrain management software, and electronic traction systems can help drivers understand the environment and maintain control as surfaces change. However, the physical architecture of the vehicle remains extremely important. A capable off-roader needs sufficient suspension travel, appropriate approach and departure angles, underbody protection, durable tires, and a drivetrain capable of delivering controlled torque at low speeds. The crater concept is also interesting because Hyundai increasingly uses design studies to explore how future electric and software-defined vehicles could support outdoor lifestyles. Electric propulsion can provide instant torque and highly precise power delivery, which is potentially useful when climbing steep terrain or navigating loose surfaces. Electric platforms can also offer flexible packaging opportunities that allow designers to rethink interior and storage space. Another important aspect is the vehicle's visual identity. Hyundai's concept designs often attempt to combine futuristic technology with recognizable functionality, and the Crater follows this approach by looking both advanced and mechanically capable. Its interior concept emphasizes practicality and technology while maintaining the impression of a vehicle intended for exploration. The Crater is not simply a styling exercise. Number 8. The Aleph Model A is one of the most recognizable flying car concepts, designed around the idea that a vehicle could operate normally on roads while also being capable of vertical takeoff and flight. The concept represents a major attempt to combine two transportation systems that have historically remained separate: automobiles and aircraft. The basic idea is to allow users to drive the vehicle like a conventional car when traveling through normal road networks and then transition into the air when roads become congested or inefficient. Number 7. The INEOS Grenadier is a rugged utility-focused 4x4 created for drivers who want traditional off-road capability, durability, and mechanical practicality rather than a luxury SUV designed primarily for paved roads. Its design intentionally resembles classic expedition vehicles, with a boxy shape, high ground clearance, robust bodywork, and a strong focus on practical utility. The Grenadier was developed around the idea that some customers still want a vehicle capable of working in difficult environments, including remote trails, farms, construction sites, and long-distance overland journeys. Its ladder frame architecture, heavy-duty axles, four-wheel drive system, and off-road-oriented suspension contribute to this purpose. Unlike many modern SUVs that have moved heavily toward comfort and electronic assistance, the Grenadier retains a more traditional utility vehicle philosophy. Number 6. The Tello MT1 is a compact electric pickup designed to challenge the traditional idea that a useful truck needs to be physically large. Modern pickup trucks have grown significantly in size over the years, creating problems for urban parking, crowded streets, and owners who rarely need the enormous dimensions of a full-size truck. The MT1 takes a different approach by combining a relatively compact footprint with a practical pickup configuration. Its electric powertrain allows the vehicle to make efficient use of available space because electric motors and battery systems can be packaged differently from a traditional gasoline engine and transmission. This opens opportunities for designers to create a vehicle that is smaller on the outside while still offering useful interior and cargo capacity. The MT1 is particularly interesting because its compact size does not mean abandoning the basic utility that makes pickup trucks popular. A truck bed provides an open cargo area for equipment, tools, outdoor gear, bicycles, and other items that would be difficult to transport in a conventional sedan or crossover. Number 5. The Slate truck is an unusual approach to the modern electric pickup, focusing on simplicity, affordability, customization, and practical utility rather than overwhelming buyers with complicated features. Electric trucks have traditionally emphasized large batteries, impressive acceleration, sophisticated technology, and extensive luxury equipment. Slate takes a different direction by exploring whether an electric vehicle can be designed around a simpler and more customizable ownership experience. The concept is particularly interesting because the pickup can be configured and personalized according to the owner's needs instead of arriving as an extremely complicated vehicle with every possible feature already installed. Number 4. The Xpeng Aero HT land aircraft carrier is one of the most ambitious attempts to combine conventional road transportation with personal aerial mobility. Instead of requiring the user to choose between a vehicle for the road and a separate aircraft, the concept combines both functions into one integrated transportation system. Number 3. The Rezvani Dune is an extreme off-road vehicle concept aimed at drivers who want aggressive styling combined with serious desert and terrain capability. Rezvani has built its reputation around highly distinctive vehicles that combine dramatic designs with rugged performance, and the Dune continues that philosophy by focusing heavily on off-road use. The vehicle's appearance immediately communicates its purpose, with a wide stance, substantial ground clearance, large off-road tires, and a body designed to look ready for difficult terrain. Desert driving presents unique challenges because vehicles must deal with loose sand, steep dunes, high temperatures, and rapidly changing traction conditions. A capable desert vehicle therefore needs strong power delivery, appropriate gearing, durable suspension components, and tires designed to maintain flotation on soft surfaces. The Dune concept is interesting because it approaches these requirements with a design that also emphasizes visual drama. Modern off-road vehicles can use electronic traction control systems, selectable driving modes, and advanced suspension technology to help distribute power effectively when individual wheels encounter changing terrain. Ground clearance is another important consideration because crossing uneven surfaces requires enough space beneath the vehicle to avoid damaging critical components. Approach and departure angles are equally important because steep terrain can cause the front or rear of a vehicle to contact the ground. Rezvani's Dune fits into a category of vehicles that are designed as much for adventure and lifestyle use as they are for practical transportation. It appeals to people who want their vehicle to feel like specialized equipment rather than an ordinary SUV. The aggressive exterior design contributes heavily to that identity, while the off-road hardware provides the underlying capability. A vehicle like this can be particularly attractive to enthusiasts who enjoy desert exploration, trail driving, camping, and recreational off-roading. Number 2. The Astrolab Flex Lunar Rover is designed for a completely different environment from ordinary vehicles because its destination is the surface of the Moon. The Flexible Logistics and Exploration Rover, commonly known as FLEX, is being developed as a highly capable lunar mobility platform intended to support exploration, transportation, and scientific operations on the lunar surface. Unlike a conventional automobile, a lunar rover must operate without Earth's atmosphere, deal with extreme temperature variations, navigate loose and uneven lunar soil, and function in an environment where maintenance opportunities are extremely limited. Flex is designed around a modular approach that can allow it to transport astronauts as well as equipment and cargo. This flexibility is particularly important for future lunar missions because transportation will become increasingly important as exploration expands beyond individual landing sites. A capable rover can allow astronauts to travel much farther from a landing zone, collect geological samples, deploy scientific equipment, inspect terrain, and transport supplies. The rover's design also reflects the importance of autonomous and remotely controlled operation. Lunar missions may require vehicles to operate without continuous direct human control, especially when astronauts are not inside the vehicle or when the rover is being used to prepare an area before crew arrival. Its wheels, suspension, steering, power systems, communication equipment, and thermal management systems all have to be designed for lunar conditions. Dust is another major challenge because lunar regolith is extremely abrasive and can interfere with mechanical components, seals, and electrical equipment. The Flex rover therefore represents much more than a large electric vehicle with unusual wheels. It is a complete transportation system designed for one of the most hostile environments humans have attempted to explore. The project also illustrates how future lunar infrastructure may depend on mobility. Building a sustained human presence on the Moon will require more than rockets and landing systems. Crews will need reliable vehicles capable of moving people, equipment, and resources across the surface. Astrolab Flex is an important example of this new generation of space transportation technology. Its modularity, mobility, and focus on practical lunar logistics make it particularly interesting as humanity moves toward longer-duration exploration missions. The rover demonstrates how automotive engineering, robotics, aerospace technology, energy storage, and autonomous navigation can converge to create vehicles designed for worlds beyond Earth. Number 1. The Artemis EF-12 is an ambitious off-road vehicle concept designed around the idea of combining extreme terrain capability with modern engineering. Vehicles in this category are built for environments where conventional automobiles quickly reach their limits, including rocky trails, deep mud, steep slopes, loose surfaces, and other challenging terrain. The appeal of a machine like the EF-12 comes from its focus on mobility, ground clearance, durability, and the ability to operate where ordinary vehicles cannot. A specialized off-road platform needs more than a powerful engine. Its suspension, tires,